Take me out to California.
Hi everyone and welcome to this channel. My name's Holly and on this channel we talk largely about self-development, positive mindset and how to bounce back from all of those challenges that you are going to face in life. I also talk about my children. I'm a mum of 2 girls. Brooke is 8, Texas is 6, and so I do share some of our family life and what's going on in our world. And today I am going to be talking about 5 ways that you can deal with Christmas anxiety. Now, if you do like this video, then I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel. It really does matter that people subscribe, so drop me a subscribe. Click the bell so you get notified when I'm going to upload videos. Give me a thumb if you like the video and drop me a little comment so that I can respond and know who is watching the channel. So today we are talking about 5 ways that you can help with your Christmas anxiety. So a lot of people do feel anxious around the Christmas season. And I think even though I'm fairly calm on the anxiety front, even me at Christmas, it's such a hectic pacey time. Someone's just started doing some work outside. It's very loud. I'm guessing you can hear that. Somebody's having an extension built. It's lovely for them, but it's loud for the filming day. Oh, they've stopped. No, they haven't. They've intensified. Anyway, Christmas anxiety, or neighbours getting work done on the house anxiety. Christmas time can be a very full time. It's full of stuff going on. You're meeting people, maybe you're seeing family members you don't see for the rest of the year. Present buying, things that you've got to go to, dues, work dues, nights out. It can be a lot. And so the first thing that I would say to you, number 1 in your ways to cope with Christmas anxiety, is to prepare, to plan ahead, and to really work on your diary so that you know where you're supposed to be, where you're going to be, where you would like to be, and to make sure that you are ahead of the game. That also includes gift buying. If you are buying gifts for other people and you want to get those all sorted, I would say try and do that as soon as possible. And it never used to be me at all. I was always last minute, but then that didn't bother me. But if it makes you feel anxious, then I would suggest trying to do it as soon as possible. Largely because if you go out and about, even now, I'm filming this in November and people are already got the Christmas fever in them in the shops, and you know the shops are all busy and they've got too much stuff out so you can't get around the aisles. It's really annoying. So all of this stuff can make us feel more anxious, but preparing beforehand, knowing where you're going to be, knowing, do you need to buy teachers gifts this year? Do you need to buy work colleagues gifts? Do you want to, what are you doing for Christmas Day? Are you going to have food at someone else's house? Are you cooking? If you're cooking, do you need to get some stuff? Get the lists upon lists upon lists, and the more prepared that you can be, the less chance that you're going to feel overwhelmed by it all. And actually, when you have a list, it doesn't matter if a lot of it goes wrong and kind of changes, because you can go back to that list and go, okay, so I didn't get that done on this day, but that can just be moved to there. But you have a bit of a plan of all of the things that you would like to achieve over that Christmas period, and you have a plan to get you there. Prepare, what's the quote? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. It's okay if we fail, that's fine. But in order to not feel anxious, you need to prepare. Number 2 on my list of ways to get through your Christmas anxiety, letting go of the shoulds. Letting go of, you should be doing this at Christmas, you should do this way, you should be having a turkey, you should have your Christmas tree up by now, you should buy this person. Stop. I cannot stand all of that. And the more you listen to everybody else's opinions, the more you're going to feel that your way isn't the right way, and you're going to get all confused and stressed out and think you should be doing this, and you should go to this party, and you should be seeing this person. You need to really rein that back in and realize that Christmas is going to be done in your way, whatever that means, whether you have a Christmas tree or you don't. Whether, like a lady on my Instagram this week in November, who told me that I had given her permission to go and listen to Christmas songs because she was ready for Christmas already. amazing, fair play to her. I don't want to listen to Christmas songs yet, but that lady did, and it made her feel happy, and so she should go and do that. She should do that for her. But we get so caught up in how we think Christmas should look and how we feel the expectation of everybody else, and that's what makes us feel stressed out. You need to do Christmas in your way, and it might be different to the way you did it last year, and it might be different to the way you do it next year, and maybe you don't want to attend that party or do that thing, and it's all okay, because you just need to do it in a way that feels good to you. Number 3 is to take things step by step. Sorry, I just kicked my radiator there. I feel like I should edit out these things. People have very perfect videos and I'm just like, the noise outside, I've kicked my radiator. Anyway, forget all that. Number 3 is, what did I just say it was? I had to write it down because I forgot. I've got it. I kind of should listen to my own advice. Number 3 is to take things step by step. So when we look at the whole Christmas period, it can feel like mind blown on it. But I want you just to try and, you're going to prepare, so then you're going to know that there's this next step, then there's the next step, and there's this next bit, but you're going to take it in bite-sized chunks and not overwhelm yourself with the grandeur of the whole thing and the whole holiday and the pressure of it needs to be this certain way, because it really doesn't. And just take it step by step. What do I do today? What am I going to be doing this week? What am I going to be doing this afternoon? What am I going to be doing just tomorrow, in the next hour? You can split it up in whatever way you wish, but you don't have to think of this huge picture of everything that can go on at Christmas. Number 4 is making sure that around this Christmas time that you make time for yourself, that you make time to just zone out a little bit, have a bit of self-care. Just as I said self-care, I thought I'm just gonna have a drink. For God's sake, again, should edit this out. I just choked on a bit of mint leaf. I won't eat that. I do like mint just like that. Does anybody else do that? I probably should just edit this bit out, but I'll probably leave it in when I edit it, so there you go. Isn't this just thrilling viewing? Anyway, self-care is important. So whatever that form that takes for you, sometimes we just need 5 minutes on our own, you know, especially when everybody's round for Christmas lunch and all of that stuff. If that's going on in your house, it can be a lot, can't it? It can really be a lot. So you really do need to spend that time for yourself, make sure you're getting that sleep, that moment at bedtime where you can just be like, zone out from the day that was chaotic, or that was this, and I just need to have time for me. And just a little bit of normality, I think, is needed during this festive season, because otherwise there's just such a lot going on that often we're so out of our routine that can make us feel off kilter and anxious, because we're not in our normal routine, especially if you've got children and they're not at school and things like that. The house is suddenly louder and messier, and all of this can lead to us feeling a bit overwhelmed. So make sure that you really factor in, you can even plan this in your diary, but factor in when you're going to have your downtime. If you've got family and stuff around, there are often times in the day when things are happening when you can just go and sneak off and have a moment. I do this a lot, especially around Christmas, but anytime there's a big gathering, that you probably will find that I go missing at some point and I'm just sat somewhere on my own. I need a breather. So that's important that you factor that in, that you allow yourself to have it. You don't have to be on show all of the time. You don't have to be on your game all of the time. Sometimes you can just go off and do what it is that you need to do to just recoup all of that energy. And number 5 on my list is really getting back to basics. And I would always say this at any time when you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, is to check in with how much sleep have you had, what are you eating, what are you drinking. And certainly around the holiday season, there's a lot more alcohol drank than ever. There's lots of parties and things like that. We know that alcohol is a depressant. It's going to make you feel more anxious. If you're hungover, you're going to feel more stressed. If you're, I know it's good fun. I'm not trying to be a killjoy. I'm not saying you can never drink alcohol or anything like that. But just moderate and just make sure that you feel okay about that. If you have super strong self-esteem and you feel great all of the time and you never get anxious, and you have a drink at Christmas and you have a party and you feel great, then do you. If, however, you are a person that does feel anxious a lot of the time and you are working through that, then I would really say just check in with how much of alcohol you're having, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And to keep moving your body, we tend to overindulge at Christmas and eat loads, which is good fun. I'm not trying to spoil the chocolate fest. Of course it's good fun, but do try and factor in a little moving of your body, because if you spend your time off just like slothing in the corner, eating and drinking, you may well find that even if it doesn't hit you during the time you're in that once you are back to normality and it's January and you're back at work, you may well find that you don't feel amazing about those choices. So just moderate, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't have it or do that, but just keep an eye on how much of that you are doing in order for you to get through this season. I would also just add, and this is not really necessarily a full thing, but just the main point is that Christmas can be done in your way, whatever feels good to you. Don't get caught up in other people's ideals of it and how family members or friends or think it should go, because you have to do it in the way that feels good for you and is meaningful to you. And we get so taught that it's this materialistic time of year, and I've done a video on this as well. I don't know which one of these is going to go out first, but either you've seen it or you haven't. And I'm talking about present buying, and you know how unimportant that is in the grand scheme of things. Really, that isn't what it's supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about, you know, getting together and family, or whatever family, you know, in whatever form family takes for you, but just getting together and love and connection and caring about one another. And really truly that is the spirit of Christmas. And as much as, yeah, it's great fun to do presents and parties and all of that stuff, of course it is, if that's all that it's about, then it becomes a bit meaningless. So just tune into that and simplify things in the best way that you can. Make things simple. You don't have to be everything and do everything. You can just, you know, enjoy some Christmas films and some chocolate and time with your loved ones, and that can be it. It doesn't need to be this big hoo-ha, and it's only you who decides that. So if you want to feel less anxious, then just rein it all back in. And if you have to spend time with Uncle Knobhead that you don't like spending time with, just moderate that. You know, just say, right, okay, I'm gonna have to spend time with him today and he's gonna annoy me, so I'm gonna make sure I have some time out, some self-care time. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have to talk with him on my own too much, and yeah, I'm just gonna meditate and practice a bit of self-care during that time, and I won't have to see him till next year. So that's something to feel grateful about, whatever it is. I don't have an Uncle Knobhead, by the way. I have excellent uncles, so this was just a funny comment. But yeah, so that's all I would say. Just enjoy your Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas, of course, and but just don't let it be so much that you start to feel stressed out by it, because that's not what it's about, and it doesn't need to. And you, my wonderful friend, are in control of that. So there you go. Have a wonderful day, whatever you are doing. Make sure that you drop me a comment below, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff that people on YouTube say, and peace.
Take me out to